Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AMMAR bin RIZAL. I'm from BA2424A. First of all, I would like to thank Madam Surani Binti Jack for all the guidance that have been taught along the assignment. So let us begin. The title of the second article that have been chosen by our group is Understanding Financial Information's Use to Assess Small Firm Performance. This is an Australian qualitative research paper that have been conducted by few authors, which is Abdul K. Khalibi, Rowena Barrett and Robert Dade. So all the authors are from accounting, finance and management background in Australian University. And this research paper had been published in 22nd of June in 2010. The objective of this article is to investigate about the reality of financial and management accounting in a small firm. Next is to know how the information of financial statement and accounting reports is being collected. The third is to understand the usefulness of financial information and accounting information in making business decisions by the owner and to evaluate the firm's performance. And next is to know the effectiveness of the role of accountant in helping the firm's owner in doing their business. And the last objective is to test about the applications of theoretical knowledge in most accounting textbooks compared to real-life business journey of a small firm. Let us moving on to the statement of the problems. So accounting reports were not widely produced or used in a small firm, so an informal assessment such as how much cash in the bank was the primary means of assessing the business performance. This has made the business world questionings about the reality of financial management accounting in a small firm. And furthermore, the data and information collections by this small firm always made the society and anyone related to business wondering how this data and information are being collected. There is still a wide uncertainty about the method of the data collection from the small firm. The usefulness of this information also needs to be tested. Either it brings benefit to the small firm to digest the information in decision making, because there is a lot small business are coming from the rural area, and this has become an obstacle for the informations and the theory of business record management being accessed to them. So the role of accountant is still being questioned whether the small firm business owner utilize this service fully or not. So accountants were used for taxation services, although some owners sought more general business advice. As we know, the theory from a textbook will just be a theory if it does not apply in the real life. So this phenomena also related to the small firm business owner, because apparently there is still lack and wide gap between the textbook theory and real life procedure in business record management for the small firm. So moving on to the methodology of this research paper. So let us see about the sample of populations. For this exploratory study, qualitative data from owner of a 10 small firm over a 4-month period from January 2007 until April 2007 were being used. So the 10 small firms were all located in rural Victoria, Australia, represented a cross-section of industry and had been operating for 5 to 27 years. We will see at the table 1 for demographic details. Although 4 firms operated through a private company structure, their operations were not significant enough for them to be considered as reporting entities. None were required to produce accounting report, and taxation was the only context in which the firm's financial performance needed to be reported. For the data collection, as being stated, the research is used a semi-interviewed for the study sample. The interview were done at a location nominated by the owner, and it lasted approximately 1 hour and were tape recorded and transcribed before being returned to the interviewee for validation as a true and accurate record of the interview. The data analysis was guided by the text assertions that no standard analysis procedure exists for qualitative data. Instead, analysis can be a flexible process of making sense of the data. The analytic approach was partly intuitive, with the transcriptions being reviewed for common themes and relationship between them categorized. A computer-assisted qualitative data analysis software package was used to help identify keyword and they categorize the text into themes for sorting. So similarities and differences were found in terms of how each interviewee described what happened in their business. As such, the data was analyzed according to the meanings on attached to issues which were identified within the data with reference to the broader context. We can see the hypothesis of this research paper is suggesting that there is a wide gap between the textbook theory and the day-to-day reality of a financial management practice. So there might be a gap between the textbook and the reality of accounting practice in small firm. The conclusion is that accounting textbook need to include more information about the reality of financial management in a small firm. Even this research paper did not clearly illustrate the theoretical framework, but the author obviously referring to previous research made by other researchers on how small firm business dealing in business record management. So this can be seen in the bibliographic section from the research paper itself. Let us look on the literature review of this research paper. So this research paper was being retrieved from AMMAR Insight by AMMAR Publishing, which is one of the world's leading digital publisher, commissioning, curating, and showcasing research. So the qualitative data supported prior research in other countries. The in-depth analysis revealed a very basic understanding of accounting informations and problem with the financial literacy amongst small firm owners. So briefly, this research paper will be divided into three parts, which is first is recording informations. In this research paper, there are some arguments about the importance of financial informations that being recorded will bring benefits to the small firms as much it's being benefit to the larger firm. Mainly this is because larger firm has an official external entity to do so, such as the stakeholders, while the small firm basically use this report only for the sake of taxation return or filing procedure. So this can be a problematic as a range of study of a small firm reinforce that traditional accounting reports are of a little use to business owner, and probably because they are not well understood by the owner themselves. So most of the small firms are not producing reports despite the theoretical performance being benefit of doing it. However, the small firm has been facilitated by a range of off-the-shelf accounting or record software, which have been produced as an cost-effective solutions and easy to use by those who does not have competency about management and accounting and record. So owners of small firm can evaluate their year-to-year cash flow performance by just one click at a time, and research shows that the computerized accounting software or recording software in a small firm is mainly used to produce financial statement, but there is also research that shows this system has not been utilized in full potential. Moving on the second part of the article, which is financial management skill and performance evaluations. So lack of financial skills of the owner can be a major obstacle in business successes. From this research, it shows that there are still a wide gap between the theoretical benefit in most of the textbook with the real life of the small firm business culture. So it shows that even with a large percentage of small firm producing this financial and accounting report, but it takes only few percent of this firm that fully utilize this record information in business decisions and evaluating their performance. So advanced performance analysis like ratio analysis is least implemented by the small firm, although this is widely used in the larger firms. So it shows that small firms mostly highlight their performance in terms of cash flow importance, as the amount of money in the bank still will be the benchmark of how the well business is performing. So moving on the last part of the article, which is the role of accountant. So we can see is that the problematic issue of the small firm that are not producing a widely report is because there is no requirement for them to accept and it is mainly for the tax purpose only. So owner of small firm often face the problem of they did not know what they are going to ask their accountants because of lack in terms of knowledge in financial and accounting, even though a sophisticated accountant that being appointed by the small firm can have a chance in providing a value-added services in terms of increasing their clients or the small firm owners' financial literacy, hence helping these small firms in making a wise business decisions. But however, this is depending on the capability and capacity of the owner in paying the extra services from the accountant. So why we choose this article? First is because this research journal is from reliable source, which is the AMMAR Insight, a global publisher linking research and practice over the 50 years. And second, it is because it complies with IMR652 Business Record Management Syllabus, as it gives us the understanding with the concept and principle of record management in a business environment. And furthermore, it guides us in manage business record as a strategic resource to an organization. Third, it is because it related to us as BBA Finance student, as it gives us the environment of how we will use and apply this business record management in our area. And last but not least, it also gives us the ideas about what business plan we can further venture in the future. So I hope we learned a lot about this business record management from this article review. I wish you a good day and thank you.